Welcome to Ripples of Repair, the Buddhist practice of forgiveness as a form of compassion. From the Yellow Leaf. The Buddha's perspective on forgiveness is deeply woven into the fabric of his teachings on compassion, karuna, non-attachment, alobha, and right intention, sammasankappa. Forgiveness is not merely a moral obligation, but a pathway to liberation, freeing both the harmed and the harmer from the fetters of hatred, anger, and delusion. In the Buddha's teachings, harboring resentment is likened to grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at another. You are the one who gets burned. To forgive is to put down the coal. From the Dhammapada, verse 5. Hatred is never appeased by hatred in this world. By non-hatred alone is hatred appeased. This is an eternal law. Joseph Goldstein, a modern insight meditation teacher, puts it simply, forgiveness is a letting go of past suffering and betrayal, a release of the burden of pain and hate that we carry. Forgiveness is ultimately for our own benefit. Carrying anger and resentment binds us to the cycle of samsara, the endless cycle of suffering. When we forgive, we begin to cut through these fetters, opening the heart to loving kindness and inner freedom. Asking yourself sincere and reflective questions can help reveal whether the inner conditions are ripe for forgiveness to arise. Here are some guiding questions rooted in the Buddha's teachings and the wisdom of mindfulness. Am I still holding on to the pain as part of my identity? The Buddha taught that clinging to the sense of self, including as the wounded one or the betrayed one, creates suffering. If you are not yet ready to loosen that identity, forgiveness may feel premature. Do I understand the nature of my own suffering? Acknowledging how this hurt has affected you, without feeling judgment for the person who hurt you, requires the ability to sit with your pain gently, without needing to push it away. Before forgiveness, we must first tend to the wound. Have I tried to see the other person's suffering? Ask what conditions, fears, or ignorance might have led them to act as they did, and whether you can hold even a small space of compassion for their humanity. This doesn't mean excusing harm. It means seeing with wisdom. The Buddha pointed out that people act out of greed, hatred, and delusion, not because they are evil, but because they are lost. What am I hoping will happen if I don't forgive? Waiting for the other person to apologize or change, or holding on to anger because it gives you a sense of power or control, comes from craving and delusion, two of the roots of suffering. Forgiveness arises not from getting what we want, but from letting go of what we grasp. Would forgiving this person feel like betrayal of myself or others? You may be afraid that forgiving will mean saying what happened was okay. Remember, forgiveness is not approval, nor is it reconciliation. Boundaries can still be wise and firm. Forgiveness is an inner release that honors your own dignity and well-being. Can I wish myself peace and safety right now? Forgiveness is not a goal to force, but a flower that blooms when the soil is ready. If you're not yet ready to forgive, that's okay. You can say, I'm not ready yet, but I want to be free. Even this intention is a seed of awakening. In time, with gentleness and mindfulness, the heart unfolds. One form of practice is to consciously bring to mind those who have harmed us. and silently offer, I forgive you as much as I am able. May you be free from suffering. May I be free from hatred. This is not always easy, but as the heart softens, wisdom and equanimity grow. Be patient with your heart. To walk the path of forgiveness is to walk toward freedom. But such a journey must be taken with mindfulness, honesty, and self-compassion. If this practice spoke to you, I invite you to continue this healing journey in the next video in this series. Ripples of Repair, the Buddhist practice of making amends for individual and collective harm. From the Yellow Leaf.